1,500 schools closed today, 60,000 people still without power across Tennessee and Mississippi, and somehow Alaska is warmer than Florida this morning. 2 Arctic blasts are lined up for the eastern U.S. this week. The second one could drop temps 50 degrees in a single day. And what really got my attention, the entire pattern is about to flip. And what comes out of that could be the biggest storm since the bomb cyclone. Drop your city and state in the comments. I've got over 80 cities covered, and I want to make sure you're in there. All right, so I'm looking at the radar this morning, and snow is already flying across Illinois, pushing into Indiana and southern Ohio. Winter weather advisories are up in purple from southeast Indiana through southern Ohio, northern Kentucky, into West Virginia. Now look, nobody needs to panic. This isn't a blockbuster, but a couple inches is enough to mess up your afternoon commute. I pulled up the Euro this morning, brand new data, and those darker blues are showing up right where Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky come together. That band of moderate snow pushes through Louisville, Cincinnati, into Charleston, West Virginia, and models are pretty locked in on that. By this evening around 6 to 8, it's mainly rain across Tennessee, but you get that snow mix along the higher terrain Cumberland Plateau area. Now watch this. As the system slides east overnight, snow creeps into southwestern Virginia and eventually the D.C. area by around midnight. By 3 to 5 a.m. Wednesday, light snow across West Virginia, maybe clipping Maryland, just enough to make the morning drive dicey. The thing is, cold air catches back up Wednesday night and you get a band of snow from the Triad over towards Raleigh. That part has been trending up on the European ensembles, higher totals than yesterday, so this one kind of crept up on us. Folks in the Carolinas are probably thinking, are you kidding me? We just had a foot of snow. And honestly, I hear you. Totals aren't huge though, 1 to 3 inches from southern Indiana through West Virginia, coating to an inch over Maryland and New Jersey. Cincinnati, the mountains of southwestern Virginia, higher terrain of North Carolina, those spots could see the heavier amounts. Somebody might overperform. Are you guys already seeing flakes out there? Let me know in the comments because I want to see how this lines up with the models. Somebody commented yesterday saying, don't forget about Michigan. So let me just say, Michigan, I got you. Snow showers headed your way midweek. Wednesday is honestly the quietest day all week, kind of a breather. So if you need to get stuff done, that's your window. Because Thursday and Friday, things take a serious turn. A much stronger system comes barreling down out of Canada. Classic Alberta clipper, stout low over Hudson Bay, and it shoves an Arctic front right through the Great Lakes and Northeast. Friday morning, heavier snow works into Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, and some areas could see snow squalls. Visibility drops to nothing in minutes. Indianapolis, Columbus, Cleveland, all need to be watching Friday morning. This clipper could pack a bigger punch than people expect. Friday afternoon, that snow pushes into Virginia and the Carolinas, lighter by that point. Then late Friday, it lingers across the Northeast. Now get this. With a foot of snow already on the ground from the bomb cyclone, the high winds behind this system could create near blizzard conditions. Existing snow getting picked up, blown sideways, roads impassable. Upstate New York and northern New England especially need to be ready. Right on the heels of that, Saturday and Sunday, the second Arctic blast arrives. And honestly, this is the one that really concerns me. Temperatures could plummet 50 degrees in 24 hours across parts of the Northeast. That is not a typo. Think about that for a second. Saturday night, New England could be at 30 below. The kind of cold where trees literally crack and explode from ice expanding inside them. Monday morning, and I just saw this on the latest run, Pennsylvania could be 50 degrees below average. That would shatter daily records. Frostbite within 10 minutes, pipes bursting, furnaces nonstop. This kind of cold puts people in the hospital, straight up. Yeah, that's a lot, I know. Let me slow down and take a breath here before we get to the city. Simple version. Snow today, Ohio Valley. Quiet Wednesday. Bigger clipper Thursday to Friday. Coldest weekend of winter so far. That's your week. Now let me explain why all this is happening, because once you see the big picture, the whole forecast clicks into place. Picture the country split down the middle. Out west, a massive dome of high pressure, pumping warm Pacific air. That's why California sets in the 60s and 70s. That ridge acts like a wall, though, forcing Arctic air to pour down over the east, kind of like water going down a drain. One side goes up, other side comes down, seesaw. And right now the East is getting absolutely crushed. So the question is, when does this break? And the answer is actually coming into focus now, and it's a little unusual. The Arctic Oscillation, which measures how much cold stays bottled up north, stays negative through the 10th. That keeps us in the freezer. After that, it pulls back, and the Euro AI, and Canadian all agree on this. Only the GFS wants to keep the cold going. When 3 models agree and one doesn't, that one's usually the odd man out. So I'm leaning warmer for week 2. Roughly February 8th through the 15th, the ridge kicks east, milder air floods in, maybe our first taste of spring since, forever, honestly. I'll be real. I could use a break from blue and purple on these maps every morning, you know? On the flip side, while the east warms, the west gets hammered. Storms, rain, mountain snow, the whole 9 yards. Pacific Northwest, Northern California, Four Corners, real precipitation coming mid-month, and the drought monitor says you desperately need it. Southern Cal and Arizona even have a slight risk for heavy rain, February 10th through 12th. Good for drought, but could bring flooding. That transition where warm air crashes into retreating cold, that collision zone is where the real fireworks go off, and models are flagging it hard. Storm developing central plains around the 10th to 12th, severe weather south from Missouri to Tennessee, heavy snow cold side apps through Ohio Valley. National Weather Service already has a risk outlook for heavy snow. Four Corners to the Midwest, February 10th through 16th. So this isn't just model hype. Still 8 to 10 days out, so details shift, but the signal has been consistent, and that's what makes it worth talking about now. Can you believe we might be talking severe weather and blizzards in the same sentence? February's second half could go completely off the rails. If January taught us anything, the first half was mild, second half went haywire. I think February could follow that exact same playbook. Okay, so let's get to cities because I know a lot of y'all came here for this, starting with spots that actually have weather. Ground zero today is the Ohio Valley, Cincinnati at 35 with 1 to 3 inches of snow likely. Roads are going to get messy this afternoon. Columbus at 35 with flurries, Louisville at 44 on the edge of that snow band, Lexington 46, Indy at 36, possibly getting clipped. Charleston, West Virginia, right in the bullseye for moderate snow. If you're driving through there, just take it slow. Moving to the northeast, New York City at 30, low of 18, mostly cloudy, stray flurry at best, same across all 5 boroughs. Boston 37, Philly 42, DC 46, Baltimore 44. The Mid-Atlantic is catching a decent day, and after what you've been through, you've earned it. Buffalo at 30 with lake effect snow 1 to 2 inches. Newark and Jersey City 38. Portland, Maine at a rough 28. Bundle up. Take a breath, y'all. We're about halfway through the cities. How we doing down there in the comments? Midwest, Chicago at 33 with light snow showers. Detroit 32, also with snow. Milwaukee 30, Minneapolis 28, low of 12. Those Twin Cities wind chills though, single digit feels like temps. It's brutal up there, no other word for it. Cleveland 34, Fort Wayne 34, Kansas City 42, Omaha 38, Lincoln 40. All dry for now, but watch that Thursday system closely. Check this out. OKC at 55 and Minneapolis at 28. Those cities are 800 miles apart. That's a 27-degree difference right there. That boundary is exactly where all the action sets up. Warm side, cold side, sitting right on top of each other. Down south, Atlanta 57, Charlotte 52, Raleigh 54, Nashville 50, Memphis 54. Southeast is catching a breather, and man, they need it. Tennessee still has 20,000 without power. Mississippi 40,000. Virgin Islands, 11,000. Recovery is still very much a work in progress. Warmer temps this week should help melt that ice, though. First step to getting power crews in to finish the job. Now, Florida, what a ride. Miami bouncing back to 80 after hitting the mid-30s this weekend. That's a 46-degree swing in 3 days. Your closet literally can't keep up. Winter jacket to tank top in less than a week. That's a whole different kind of wild. Tampa, 72. Orlando, 74. Jacksonville, 68. Sunshine State earned its name back, and honestly, happy for y'all. You needed that. Texas looking great. Houston 64, Dallas 59, San Antonio and Austin 62, Fort Worth 58, El Paso 65. Just soak it in. Real quick on Texas, some thunderstorm potential, eastern Texas into Louisiana today. Nothing severe, but a couple rumbles wouldn't surprise me. New Orleans 64, Corpus Christi 68, Laredo 70. Gulf Coast warm and dry. Enjoy it before the West steals your sunshine. Speaking of the West, I'm lumping you all together. LA 66, San Diego 65, Phoenix 70, Tucson 72, Vegas 62. Just vibing out there. San Francisco 58, San Jose 62, Sacramento 62. Bay Area giving off late March energy in early February. Must be nice, right? Enjoy it while it lasts, though. When that pattern flips mid-month, storms and colder air are headed your way. Free ride's over. Seattle 50 with rain, Portland 52, Denver at 45, but could hit mid-60s later this week. That's 45 degrees above normal. Crazy. Colorado Springs 45, Albuquerque 55, Anchorage 25 with snow, and Honolulu 80 because of course it is. All right, let me circle back to the weekend cold because I want everyone in the northern tier to understand how serious this is. Thursday morning, everybody feels it. Wind chills from California to northern Mexico to the Gulf Coast to the East Coast. The whole country gets a piece. Thursday morning is going to be straight up frigid. That gradient pushes freezing temps all the way south, and the wind chill makes it worse. Friday and Saturday cross into dangerous territory. That second blast sends wind chills bombing out of Canada into the Great Lakes and New England. How about this? Friday morning, you'll feel wind chills in the 20s, all the way down in Central Florida. Florida should not have to deal with this. Saturday, Sunday, the deep freeze locks in hard, -10 to -30 wind chills from the Great Lakes through New England. It lingers in the next week. So how long does it last? Good news, not forever. The pattern change kicks in by Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, and the warm-up rolls in. Gets stronger by Thursday, so maybe a full week of above average temps across the east, which honestly sounds like a dream after all this. That warm-up is what loads the gun for bigger storms mid-February, though. Severe south, blizzard potential north. That's the next big story. Okay, safety stuff real quick, because this matters more than any forecast number I just gave you. Generators outside, away from windows and doors, no exceptions. Carbon monoxide has no smell, and it takes lives every winter. Check on your neighbors, especially anyone older or living alone. A quick phone call could literally save a life in this cold. Pets inside. I say this every video and it still happens. If it's too cold for you to stand outside 10 minutes, it's too cold for your dog. Period. With power outages still going, if you know someone without heat for days, help them find a warming center. Don't just assume someone else will. All right, wrapping up, 3 things on my radar, and these are what I need you to focus on. Number 1, today's Ohio Valley snow into West Virginia and Virginia. Advisories are posted, and it's trended up. Don't sleep on the afternoon commute. Number 2, Friday clipper plus weekend Arctic blast, snow squalls, near blizzard conditions in spots, life-threatening cold Saturday, Sunday, no sugarcoating. Number 3, that mid-February pattern flip, warm air crashing into retreating cold, sets up significant storms and severe weather across a huge area. What keeps me glued to the models tonight? If that mid-month storm tracks just a bit further south, the I-95 corridor from D.C. to Boston becomes ground zero. That's the piece I'm watching on tonight's runs. If anything shifts, I'll have an update first thing tomorrow so you know before anyone else. If this helped, smash that like button. It seriously makes a difference getting these forecasts to more people when dangerous weather is coming. What region do you want me to go deeper on tomorrow? Drop it in the comments. I read every one, and I'll focus on whatever y'all need most. If you're not subscribed, now's the time. February is going to be wild, and you don't want to miss any of this. Stay warm, stay safe, bear through this weekend. Warmer days are right around the corner. I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Appreciate every one of you. Take care of yourselves and each other. Y'all have a good one.